So guys, I finally made it to the Cracker Barrel for my very first time. I want to give you my full review. So the entrance takes you right into the gift shop, full of old tchotchke stuff and of course, tons of old school candies, sodas. Check out the moon pies, the Charleston Chews. Now it wasn't just candies and sodas, they had clothes and knickknacks as well. But I always gravitate towards the food. Now there was also some cool games like this Bob Ross game. There was a Bob Ross doll too, I should have bought one. And I wound up leaving with a cool little cast iron guitar. So once we got inside, it's exactly what I thought it would look like, old pictures, and I had to start with a glass of sweet tea. Kind of herbaceous, nice lemon taste, I actually enjoyed it. Get my silverware out, and it's time to start. Dad had the biscuit Benny, and it was chicken and French toast for my daughter. A grilled steak skillet for my other girl. Mom had the French toast, and it came with these cool little personal-sized bottles of real maple syrup. That was a cool touch. So it's time to dig in. Now I'm gonna start by trying my dad's stewed apples. They were nice big slices. They had a little bit of firmness left to them, and they weren't overly sugary. It was really nice, actually. Next, I had to butter my toast, which I'm not a fan of doing at the table. I wish they'd do it in the kitchen when the toast is nice and hot. That way it gets nice and melty. All right, let's try some food. I'm gonna start with the hash brown casserole. Now this is the only potato option, and man, it was oniony. It didn't mind it too much, but it just seemed kind of like a bit of a gut bomb. Time for the main event. I had the chicken fried steak, so I get in there. Now it wasn't the crunchiest chicken fry I ever had. In fact, some of that crust was actually just peeling right off. The real star of this dish was the gravy. It didn't have any meat in it, but it was super smooth and loaded with flavor. Now it was slightly salty, but I didn't mind because it was the only thing on the plate that was totally poppin'. Now next up were my eggs, which were a total fail. I gotta tell you guys, when you make some fried eggs and you flip them over, you gotta flip them back, otherwise you're serving them upside down. And when you serve your eggs upside down, it's practically impossible to get through that bottom layer because you're trying to break through the bottom. It's been sealed from the initial cook. Let me show you what I mean. Check this out. Trying to poke, I can't get in. They flipped these once, then they poured them on the plate. They were too lazy to flip them over, or they thought they would break them. Either way, total fail. And once I bit into an eggshell, I was done. No more eggs for me. So next I tried a little piece of steak for my daughter's breakfast. It was good. Had a nice charbroil flavor, and I was actually impressed. And lastly, I had to try a biscuit. That's like the star of the show at Cracker Barrel. I've never been a huge biscuit fan, and unfortunately today Cracker Barrel didn't make me feel any different. All in all, guys, I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10 on the food, 10 out of 10 on the company. I'm really happy I went by there and tried it. I will give them one more shot when I try them out for dinner, but until then, thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone.